I've audited over 50 founder accounts in the past year. Real founders, real speakers, people who, if you sat next to them at dinner, you'd think, man, they're the real deal. But every time I looked at their account, the same problem kept appearing, 90% of the time. And it wasn't the posting frequency or the quality of the content even, or the algorithm, which most people like to blame. It was one thing instead. Something else completely, something that other founders and speakers literally have no idea is happening to them. I want to walk you through it. Here's the general feeling after the feedback of an audit. It's like, but it feels good. Like, I don't understand why this isn't working because it feels good. Okay, it feels good, great, but feelings don't mean anything. Data does. And it took me a little bit too long, 2 years specifically, to understand that data is the king when it comes to figuring out what works. So if you're having profile views, visitors come see you, but they're not converting to a follower, there's one reason why. I post and it goes nowhere. I don't post and I feel guilty. I sit down to write and I have no idea what to write about. You are credible in every room you walk into. Your team knows it, your clients, the people you work with know it. But online, you're invisible. And you stop being the person who admits out loud, I'm not sure on this category, but you can't expect to be the expert everywhere. It's what I'm here for, to walk you through why isn't my account converting? Why is my foundation broken? And here's what I started seeing after audit number 15, 20, 25. The content's actually pretty dang good. And a lot of the people I'm watching here, they are putting way too much energy into the equivalent of a sign spinner. The reels, the carousels, the hooks. That's all the outside work. That's standing on the sidewalk waving a sign, handing out flyers, trying to get people towards your business. And you do. They head in that direction. But the issue is by the time they get there, they forgot why you were special. Because the door of your business is actually your profile. Because the door of your business is your profile. And right now, for most founders and speakers, their profile is saying actually nothing to these strangers about what they do specifically and who they are. Let me show you what I mean. Because it's not just simply saying, I'm a keynote speaker. I am a business coach. It is so much more in depth than that. Okay, so this is what most profiles look to people, to strangers. It's got a big fat sign that says general store. I serve everybody and I do everything. And here's the thing, people are walking by, they're here, but nobody wakes up on a Tuesday morning and travels all the way across town, tells all their friends about the general store, right? Like, you can get a general store around any corner. There's no reason I need to specifically pin this location in my map because it is the best dang general store I've ever been to. No, I don't care. I'm going to any Target, dude. I'm going to any Walmart, whatever is most convenient for me. So if they can get what you say you do everywhere, then they ain't sticking around. But now, let me change one detail. Let's say that your sign spinners were talking about something real special. Best espresso in Minneapolis? Sign me up. I'm calling my homie Bree, who I know who also loves espresso, and we are going together. I'm going to tell all my friends who love espresso because now this catches my attention. Now it makes sense why those sign spinners were like, yo, get the best coffee in town here. Get it here. Okay, they walk by. Oh, this is exactly where I was supposed to land. This is a storefront. This tells me exactly what is inside. Exactly the value I'm going to get. And even if I don't drink espresso, I'm going to remember this place because it stood out. It stood for something so specific that I remembered that. And the second I want espresso, I pinned that on my map. I followed this profile. So, this is the work. How do you spiffy up that storefront of yours? Okay, so what it was before the general store, that is exactly like most of the founders and the speakers that I audited. It's like transforming your culture. This right here is the entire problem. Back when this said general, that was like 95% of these profiles. It's the headlines, the bios. They're so general. It's something like transforming culture, empowering teams through transformation, helping leaders empower their employees. And it just tells me nothing. It's like some freaking horoscope. Now, actually, I take that back because people really connect to horoscopes. They're like, that's me. But what we want, that is what we want. We want that's what I need. That is me. I relate to you. And these are people with 15-year track records, with hundreds of 5-star reviews. And the work behind this door is truly the work of a specialty shop. But no one ever took the time to fix up what this sign says. And every sign spinner you've ever spent money on, every reel, carousel, any Tuesday afternoon you spent stressing over a caption, that is you driving traffic to a sign that quite literally tells that traffic nothing about how you can help them, what you can actually do for them, about why they should walk in. So no, you don't actually have a content problem. You have a sign that is dressed up as a content problem. Which brings me to the question, what does an effective sign actually say? Let me show you. Every time a stranger lands on your profile, they're asking 4 questions. There is actual research that within the first 10 seconds of someone landing on your website, for example, they'll decide if they stay or they go. And they see the most click-aways around that 10-second mark. But now social media profiles are even different. When we're scrolling on social media, we are already in that like short form, short attention span state of mind. And it's actually less. It's more like 3 seconds maximum, but it's more of a feeling. It is a feeling of whether should I stay or should I go. I call this the stranger test. Let's call this 3 seconds. In 3 seconds, can they scan and see this window that answers 4 questions? 4. Who is this person for? Well, I used to think that my profile answered that question. Let me tell you a story about my Instagram. I think I said, I help ambitious souls build a cool ass life. Okay. Not bad, but pretty broad. Before that, it was even worse. I don't even remember. It was so bad. It was like chasing dreams, helping others chase dreams. Okay. Now, just to clarify, this is a completely different audience than speakers and founders. But now, for example, I've changed my profile headline on Instagram to say, very specifically, I help ambitious 20-somethings build their unconventional income and life. Okay, that's specific. You're telling me, I'm qualifying them, saying, oh, you have to be in your 20s. You want to build an unconventional career, like owning your own business, a creative career. And I help you build that income in life. Oh, so I answered another question there. Who? Who is this person? Well, I said I help ambitious 20-somethings, but I help ambitious 20-somethings. So it's for ambitious 20-something-year-olds, but I am the person who helps them achieve something. But then we get to trust. Why should I trust this person? Okay, this is what the bio says. It says, mine, I think it used to say like dream chaser. Okay, dude, whatever. Nice. Nice for a Pinterest board or something. I said instead, dropout turned agency owner. Okay. So I just showed them that they can trust me because I went from being a college dropout to successfully running my own creative agency. Okay, kind of impressive. But this is where most founders bury the lead. You have credentials, you have numbers, you have credibility, you have stats. In my LinkedIn profile, it says 10 plus stories. No, it says 30 plus stories across 10 different countries or something like that. Showing like I have a global perspective, dude. I've told stories in Africa, in Mexico, in Cabo Verde. Like, that's impressive. That's a track record. And you don't have to worry about sounding, I don't know, cocky here. Like it is simply about what is the most relevant transformation or piece of credibility that you can put. And it takes some time to narrow that down and distill it sometimes. And then the last one, next. If you don't tell them what to do next, then they leave. It's actually really interesting. I thought it was pretty weird and selfish to ask someone to follow you or to ask someone to go check out the latest podcast episode. It's until I was in website design back a few years ago, it was like, oh my gosh, you have to consider, remember this forever. You have to assume that the user on the other end of that screen is super, 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 I don't want to say stupid, but that is the term we used. Absolutely. You have to tell them exactly what to do on the next step because we really seriously overestimate the amount we think people care. They don't care that much. You need to like make it so obvious that it's almost an instinct that they can instantly click into what is next, what is. It's like directions at a amusement park. Where do I go? Here. This is what you need to do. You need to score every single one of these 1 out of 3. Okay? 1 out of 3. And if the total number of that doesn't add up to 8 or above, you are leaking trust by the minute, by the second. And if you want to see examples of one that I would rate 1 versus 3, they're in the description of this video. This is the cruelest part. No one will ever tell you if you're messing up like this because the strangers who come here don't stick around to let you know. It's going to take an intervention such as this to tell you your foundation is cracked. So this is the part that took me literally 3 years to find out. You cannot keep hiring more sign spinners. You cannot keep spending more Tuesday afternoons worried about what your actual piece of individual content looks like without addressing this. And the most painful part is that literally it took me one afternoon to find out, oh my gosh, this is what I've been doing wrong this entire time. Don't waste a second longer with a sign that says general store. Even if you're not fully sure about what it should say, you need to pick something and test it and try it. Because serving everyone is basically serving no one. I'm telling you, as soon as I changed the bio on my Instagram, I had videos that were going viral before and they didn't convert. I had profile viewers, but they didn't convert. And as soon as I changed it, the number of people who clicked follow, I don't know the exact number, but I could visibly see the difference. My page started growing. This is the whole reason I built the Authority Gap Finder. It is a tool that I use on paying clients. And this is what I'm going to do. If you're watching this video, it is available for you for $10. And within this package, I'm going to give you the audit tool that applies for Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, whichever platform is relevant to you. I'm going to throw them all in one bundle for $10. It's going to tell you exactly what your sign says, where the gap is, and it's going to give you some tips and tricks on how to optimize a few different areas of your profile as well. But the audit is not the point of this video. The point is that you are good enough. You are an expert. You are awesome. But once you see that your store sign says general store, you can't unsee it. And if you feel like the content that you're writing might be a problem, that it sounds like AI, and you're degrading your trust with your audience online and not really understanding how, why, well, I have a video for you. Check it out right here. Well, aside from that, keep it real. Peace out.